Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pi, for those that do not know, and I'm going to be reviewing the final episode of Traitors UK Season 2, Episode 12. It's been a long road, but we are finally here, the final episode, y'all. I feel like I don't have as many notes as I, took from the rest of the episodes. But this episode was so suspenseful. It was crazy. Like, I was on the edge of my seat, y'all. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Even though this is my last video on the Traitors, I am going to be reviewing other shows, posting more vlogs, and as you can see, I changed my hair. I did a unboxing of this unit. It's Icy Hair. Make sure y'all check that out. And if you haven't watched any of my other Traitor reviews, go back to the beginning and watch them. If you're here right now for the first time, go back, watch all the other ones, and then come back here, okay? Come back. Got it? So, y'all, listen, real quick, before we get started, I got to do something different this time because this episode was so suspenseful. It was crazy. So I'm going to try to show y'all a little bit of the ending, which I think was like the best. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike. Be good to me, YouTube, please. Because I tried to do that with one of my Love is Blind videos and they ain't like it much. So hopefully it works. I'm just going to show you it on my laptop versus actually putting the clip in. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know if there's anybody out there that knows, how I can actually put the clips in, because that's what Queen E be doing on her channel. I don't know what she do. If you're watching, girl, if somebody could tell you, girl, hit me up and let me know how you do that, because I be wanting to put the clips in mine. Like, I think that makes the video, it takes it to the next level. But anywho, let's go ahead and get into this review. Because, like I said, it was very, very intense, right? My anxiety was through the roof. So the episode starts with everybody coming into breakfast. Remember, last episode, Claudia let them know that there will be no murder tonight. So nobody was murdered last night. Everybody was safe. Everybody got some rest. I know they was knocked out. So the first person to walk in is Andrew. Then Harry walks in next, and Andrew and Harry are having a quick little powwow. Then we get Molly, Jazz, and Evie is the last. And they're just all reflecting on the journey. Like, it's the last 5 players. They cannot believe they made it to the end. Nobody is really even talking about who they think can be the traitor. They're just like, we made it. Like, this is it. So now we see Claudia walk in, and Claudia lets them know that congratulations, you guys, y'all are the top 5 or the final 5, and it's time for our last mission. And this is going to be a very, very huge mission. By the way, anybody seen my parrot? And they're like, parrot? Parrot? Did she say parrot or pirate? I said, Claudia's dropping hints. So that lets me know pirate. Are we going to be on a pirate ship? And y'all, it took me like until episode, I don't know, 8, 9, maybe even 10 to realize that Claudia be dropping hints about the missions when she comes in for breakfast. Sometimes I be in my Kelly Bundy phase. Claudia walks out and it is time for our mission. But before we get into the mission, we got to have a little talk. We got to do a little game talk. So the camera then pans over to Harry and Andrew, and they're playing pool. They're just chit-chatting, but we hear Andrew in his confessional say, I don't trust Harry one bit. Which is very interesting because I know he kind of like didn't trust him, but I feel like he is really, really not trusting him now. Like last episode, he was like saying how he thought that it was going to be him, and Harry was like, no, man, it's going to be Jasmine. Like, I'm going to help you. So I thought by him actually seeing Harry trying to help get Jasmine out and save him, that he wouldn't feel, like Harry was throwing him to the wolves as much. Because I really don't feel like Harry really was. Well, yes, he was. But anyways, when they were having breakfast, Harry was like, I told you it was going to be us in the final. Like, I told you, I got you. I told you you was my man. So I was just a little bit like, I don't know if it's something they're not really showing us, but unless somebody was telling him. But I mean, you really couldn't tell that Harry was like talking behind Andrew's back prior to this episode. So anywho, now we see Jazz come in and Evie gets a little emotional. Molly gives her a hug. She's comforting her. And Evie storms out. She goes into the bathroom. She breaks down crying. Molly follows after her. She just wants to comfort her a little bit before tonight, after the mission. It's the last banishment. Evie knows that it's going to be her tonight. Like, she knows she's on the chopping block, right? Because of the fact that she came for Jasmine so hard. And Jasmine got up there and said, I'm a faithful. So she knows that automatically makes her look like, oh God, it's me. If we're going to go by Zach's theory, which just because it's Zach's theory doesn't mean it's true. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So Andrew comes down the hall. He hugs her. He's comforting her. Everybody's trying to comfort Evie, just make her feel a little bit more at ease. Let's just put this out of our minds. We got one more mission. Let's go get this money. But before they go outside, we see Jazz in the confessional. He says, I still am a little bit leery of Harry. And I don't know if I want to pull out this Joker card. Like, I got to hold this thing into the right time. I said, oh, Lord, Jazz, please. Don't do it to Harry. I do not want Harry to get out, y'all. Like, I do not want him to be found out as a traitor. So they go outside, and all of a sudden, there is this chopper coming. It lands. Claudia jumps out, and they are stoked, which I would be too. She lets them know that this chopper is going to take you all to your mission. And when I tell you, and she tells them to enjoy the beautiful scenery of the Scottish Highlands, which is one of the most beautiful places on this earth. And it was gorgeous. I wish I was in the helicopter. I have never been in a helicopter before. So I think that would be pretty cool. Like, and really like a romantic date, which I know this is not that, but yeah, it was nice. Like, to see that scenery from so far up, just gorgeous. Chef's kiss. So before they leave, she explains to them that they have 60 minutes and they're going to be going through this journey or this trail to get to the pirate ship, and they have to raise the mainsail. If they make it in time and raise the mainsail, they get 10,000 pounds added to the prize pot. However, they're also going to be faced with some detours in this trail. And if they take the detours and find all of the flags, they get additional 10,000 pounds to add to the prize pot, total of 20,000 pounds. And that will bring the prize pot just under 100,000 pounds. I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. I wish I was on Traitors. Y'all call me. I want to come to Traitors. I'll be a traitor. No, I want to be a traitor. I want to be a faithful. So they get in the helicopter. They get to their destination where the mission is going to begin. Claudia lets them know to keep in contact with her because she's going to be with them 100% of the way. And what I mean by 100% of the way, I'm going to be on my walkie-talkie. I'm going to be over here drinking hot chocolate. I'm not going to actually go with y'all. But make sure y'all, hit me up or whatever. Keep me posted on what y'all doing. And let's get this money. So the first detour, they're going through all these different rocks, child. And I know if it would have been me, baby, I would have broke my ankle. I literally just broke my toe like 3 weeks ago, in my bedroom, hitting it on my dang on bed. So I know I probably would have broke an ankle, sprained an ankle, did something, because I am super clumsy. But they don't, and they got like all these different reefs and debris and all this stuff that they have to go through. And there's these like crates. They look like, I don't know, crab crates or something like that. And finally, I think it was Andrew pulls in the crate. It has the flag in it. Boom. They got one. They off to the second one. So now they're still going through these different rocks, and there's all this seaweed, and it's like nasty and smelly. Not as bad as that damn house in the woods, but you know, it's the freaking ocean. So they're just digging through the sand and they're trying to find the next flag, and voila, Evie's like, I see you. Evie grabs the next flag. Boom, they got two. They off to the third one. So this is where I would have lost the game. They get to the top of the cliff. And the third detour is that they have to abseil, I think that's how you pronounce it, from the top of this mountain all the way to the bottom where there's like this little motorboat. And I'm like, sweet baby Jesus, I wouldn't be able to do it. Hanging off of a cliff on this little behind road? No. Nope, I wouldn't be. I'm out. Just whatever. Y'all go without me. Take $1,000 off from me. Just leave me here because I wouldn't have been able to do it. However, I think the first person to go was Molly. Molly went. She struggled a tad bit. Got right on down there. Evie went next. Same scenario. Then Jazz. No problems. Everybody smooth sailing, right? So now it is Andrew's turn. And Andrew is second guessing. Like, Andrew is me. Andrew is like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to die. Oh my God. Oh my God. And as he's hesitating, I think he's getting nervous. He goes to step back and he slips. And his body is like crushed. Not crushed, but like crunched up. And like his legs are here and his he's like in a fetal position. And he can't get out because, for one, you know, you start to go into panic mode. And finally, he's like, okay, let me maneuver my arm, move my leg. And he finally gets it together. Like, that's it. I was scared. Like, the people, I guess, like production or whoever that was, they was like literally up there looking, trying to make sure this man didn't fall. And he's like, I thought my life was going to flash before my eyes for the second time. Because y'all remember, Andrew was in that horrible car accident. So Andrew finally gets down. And then, of course, Harry goes last, and you already know Harry does everything right, man. When I tell you Harry was like 007, because I think you gotta like feed the thing, the string. Man, Harry went down that thing so smooth. So they get into the boat, and when they get to the shore, there's one more detour that they can go to, and they're like, should we do it? Do we have enough time? So everybody deliberates, and they finally decide, yes, let's go. So there's like this orange rope that they have to follow into this cave again. This is where I would have checked out, baby. Y'all ain't never seen that movie, The Cave? I think Morris Chestnut played in it when that lady or whoever I think it was a lady, she ended up being like some type of monster. And then that movie, The Descent, y'all remember that movie when them things was killing people and eating people? I watch too much TV. I wouldn't be able to do that. Y'all leave me right here. I'm not going into no cave. No, I don't trust it. And they way in the UK. I think that's where The Descent was shot. I'll have to look that up. But anyways, they go in there. They find the flag. And they have 11 minutes to get to the pirate ship, the Traitors ship rather, because it's not a pirate ship. They have 11 minutes to get to the Traitors ship. And I'm like, they're not going to make it. Because they got 11 minutes to get there and pull the thing up. Child, please. So they get closer to the boat, and Claudia's like, come on, you have 11 minutes. And as they were on their way there, Harry was getting seasick. So Harry was throwing up in the boat. Remember, Andrew already, he shook because he almost lost his life for the second time. So they get on to the ship, and Jazz, Molly, and Evie are pulling. They get the first flag up quick. So she says, you got to get the mainsail up. So Jazz, Evie, and Molly are pulling with all of their might, trying to get this up. Now, remind you, they have 5 minutes to do this. You see Harry in the background, he's sick. Andrew in the background, he's sick. Then Andrew was like, you know what, let me go ahead and help because I need them to at least say I did something. They had like literally 30 seconds left. So Andrew helps, and then Harry pops up and jumps and helps, and they get the sail up. I was like, y'all messing with the time, but I'm going to let y'all have it. So they get the sail up, they get the 20,000 pounds, and now the prize pot, I think it was 95,150 pounds. I think that's what it was. So they get back to the castle, and Molly and Harry are ducked off scheming and plotting. Harry is, Molly ain't. And he's trying to figure out where her head is. And she says, it's going to have to either be Evie or Andrew. And so they're basically trying to go for Evie. But trying to put it out there that it could be Andrew as well. So Jazz joins them. He says the same thing. I'm like, yeah, Evie, it's a wrap for you tonight, Pooh. But the funny part about it all is Molly looks to Jazz and Harry and says, it better not be one of you, because if it's one of y'all, I will kill y'all. The look on Harry's face, I don't know how she didn't see that. It was definitely given like guilt. Like he was gonna feel so bad because she was like, if it's you, I'll never speak to you again. He was like, because Harry was like, if it's you, I would just say fair game or something like that. And she was like, no, I would never talk to you again. I think he says fair play. And she was like, I would never talk to you again. And he had that like guilty look on his face. And Jazz like clocked it. Harry looked over at Jazz, and Jazz was looking at him. I think Harry like kind of tried to look away, but Jazz clocked that. So now Jazz, I don't know if it's because of what she said and Harry's reaction, but Jazz pulls Molly aside. Now remember a couple episodes ago, he had told Molly that he had something to tell her, but he never told her. He told Evie and Zach. And remember, they were like, no way. There is no way Harry could be a traitor. So tonight he tells Molly, I have something I'm going to bring up. I have a question I'm going to bring up at the round table, and I need you to hear me, and I need you to be open to what I'm saying. And she's like, okay. So we see Harry and Andrew in another room, and they are talking about who do they think they're going to go for tonight. They say it will be best to do either Evie or Jazz. So basically, let's see how it's going to play out at the round table, and we go from there. So they get to the round table. Claudia walks in. She lets them know that this is the final round table. The prize pot is at a huge number of 95,150 pounds. If there are only faithfuls at the end of the game, you all will split the money. But if there's even one traitor in the midst, you will steal it all. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. This is when the anxiety didn't start building yet. I was still like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. Let's see. Because I felt like it was going to be Evie. Who did you all think that it was going to be at this point in the game? So Evie starts and she says, listen, I know that me believing the theory that Zach put out last week, well, really the week before that, but that theory that Zach put out and me going so hard for Jasmine, I definitely banished myself by doing so. But I want y'all to know that in the end, if I'm standing next to you, you'll be standing a traitor. You'll be standing next to a faithful, I meant. But if you vote me out, that traitor is still going to be in here. And you're going to lose all of your money because I'm faithful. Jazz is like, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it's still like just really weighing heavy on my mind. So Jazz says, well, who do you say the traitor is if it's not you? And she's like, well, we're going to base it on Ross's theory. Andrew, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say it is you. So Andrew quickly defends himself against the whole Ross's theory when Ross said that Andrew was telling him that Harry was acting evasive. But then something very interesting happened. And Jazz asked Harry, he said, I need to ask you a question. Do you remember that conversation that we had a while ago? And Harry's like, I think I remember. I'd have been like, no, remind me. No, I wouldn't want him to run it back. But he was like, I think I remember. He was like, yeah, you told Paul, or I told you that if I was murdered, that it was Paul and to look at him. But Paul comes to me the next day or so and tells me that you told him that. Why would you do that? Like, that has been spinning in my brain for quite some time now, and I've been wanting to ask you. So Harry is caught off guard, y'all. Harry is like, whoa. So Harry, he tries to clean it up. He's like, listen, the only reason why because at first he said, did you tell Paul that? And Harry's like, no. And so that's when he broke it down what actually was said. And so when Harry finally has a chance to speak, he was like, I mean, you do realize that you're listening to a traitor, right? Traitors lie. Like, that's what they do. And the only way, or the only reason why I would be like saying anything to Paul is like, I would have told him what you said, and I was probably telling him that, you need to go and clear that up. That's probably what it is. But that's all I have to say about that. It's in my Forrest Gump voice. Sarah's like, that's it, baby. I'm done, and that's it. Put a pin in it, and let's move on. And that's exactly what they did. Because at first, when Jazz brought it up, Molly was like, I know you're trying to say my Harry? My Harry, cute Harry? With the dangly earring, Harry? Harry that does everything right in all the challenges and helped us to get all this money, Harry? That's the Harry you talking about? No, couldn't possibly. So Jazz accepts, from what we see, what Harry says, and he was like, I just had to bring it up. I had to get it off my chest because I felt like maybe he was saying that so I would get off of him and trying to throw it onto you. So I'm glad that you cleared that up because it's the last night. Like, we got to come with everything. We got to put everything on the table. And now it is time to vote. And in this moment, that is when Harry in his confessional says, wow, I literally underestimated Jazz. Jazz is dangerous, and I'm nervous now. And I'm like, I told you. Was you not watching my reviews? I told your ass to get rid of Jazz long time ago. I been said, y'all ain't looking at Jazz. Y'all better get Jazz up out of here. I told y'all to get rid of Jazz before y'all got rid of Zach. But no, you won't listen. So now Harry is shaking in his boots. And he said in his confessional also, he was like, I tried to look him in his eye. I tried not to be shaken and just make him, believe the words that were coming out of my mouth. I don't think Jazz bought it, but we shall see. So now it is time to vote. And of course, everybody votes for Evie, except Evie. She votes for Andrew. Evie stands up and goes to the circle of truth. And Claudia asks her, is she a faithful or a traitor? And she says, I'm a faithful. She leaves, and everybody's like, oh my God. Then Harry says one of the dumbest things I have ever heard him say. Could it be we're all faithful? Harry, if that is not the most traitorous thing to say, no, y'all are not all faithful. Absolutely not. Because who the hell killed Zach if it wasn't Jasmine? And who killed, not who killed, but if Evie wasn't a traitor either, there has to be another one crazy. I'm like, oh my God. Luckily, nobody caught that. Like, I think it went all over their heads. So Claudia comes in and lets them know that now the game is in your hands. If you feel that everyone here is faithful, then we end the game. If you feel like there's a traitor, then we banish again. So they all get up and they go and they into another room, have a drink, and start talking. And they're just perplexed because they don't know who it is, or they're in denial, one of the two. We see Andrew in his confessional, and he's saying how he really feels like Harry is going to turn on him because, like, it's crunch time. There has to be a traitor, so if it's not him, he's probably going to give me up. So Andrew knows at this moment it's every traitor for themselves. So Harry and Molly are talking, and they're like, it has to be like Andrew. Like, we got to go for Andrew. Like, I like him, but that's just what it is. But we see Andrew and Jazz in another room, and Andrew is like guns blazing at Harry. And Jazz is sitting there. Listen, when I tell y'all, I've always said, who do y'all think is the best player in this game, this season? I said it was Jazz. Jazz is sitting there and he's listening to Andrew, because Andrew is saying how he trusts Jazz 100%. And he was like, he thinks Molly is 100% faithful. And he was like, you know, it's so crazy how Harry has been so instrumental with getting all the traitors out, and he knows everything. He's probably been a traitor since day one. He's laying it out, everything, like all of his knowledge to Jazz. Jazz is like, tell me more, tell me more. I'm listening to everything you say, but if you think that I'm buying it, I don't have $1 in my pocket. So I ain't buying this. And then we see Jazz in his confessional say, there has been a history of traitors turning on traitors. And he thinks that Andrew just threw Harry under the bus. I said, that man right there, he's a good one. He is a good one. So we get to see Claudia talk to everyone right before they go into the final banishment, the truth of fire. Is it the ring of fire or the truth of fire? Whatever it is. She talks to Molly first, and she's like, you know, you're the last lady standing. And Molly's like, wow, I didn't even really think about that. It's crazy. And then next she talks to Jazz. She asks him, who does he want to be at the finish line with? He's like, I don't want to be at the finish line with nobody because I don't trust nobody. Period. Next up is Andrew. And she tells him, you know, how good of a player he has been. And she also told Jazz that he was a brilliant player. I'm like, yes, because Jazz really has been a brilliant player. And like, he really has. Like, as much as I don't like him because he's trying to get Harry out and all my traitors out, he's good. Like, he really is. I have to give props where props is due. So Claudia tells Harry that he is the youngest traitor and he has played a really good game. And I'm like, you know what? Harry is definitely my favorite traitor. For real. He has done so well so far. Paul was amazing as well. But y'all drop down in the comments and let me know, who is your favorite traitor? Or who do you think, if you weren't team traitors, who do you think did the best job of being a traitor? Because she went down the list. You got out Ash, you got Miles out, you got Paul out, then Ross. Like, you have stood the test of time. You're the bomb. And somebody just came at you at banishment and you're still here. So she's giving him his flowers. It is time for the last and final banishment. So Claudia explains to them that in front of you, you have a box and there's some ceremonial pouches in there. One says end the game, one says banish again. You're going to decide which one you want to do. If you have any doubt, you feel like anybody is a traitor, you're going to choose banish again. So the first pouch that Claudia throws is Jazz, and it turns red. So that means that Jazz wants to banish again. Second is Molly's. She wants to banish again. Then we have Harry. He wants to banish again. And Andrew. Everybody wants to banish again. I'm like, here we go. This is where the anxiety started to build for me, y'all. At this moment, who did y'all think was going to be banished? In my opinion, I thought that they were coming for Andrew. So when Claudia threw the pouch in, Andrew's pouch, and it turned red, she asked him why. He said, Harry is a great traitor. I said, I know. You lie. You ain't just throw Harry under the bus like that. Are you kidding me? And Harry's reaction was priceless. I thought Harry could cry. That's how sad he looked. Like, taken aback, startled, astonished, shocked, whatever. Harry couldn't believe it. And I was like, oh my God. So then she asked Harry, and he was like, I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, there's another traitor amongst us, and we're gonna have to get them out. So we're gonna banish again. So Claudia tells them to pull, write down their name, and of course, everybody writes down Andrew except for Andrew. So Andrew is banished from the castle forever. And Claudia asked him to let us know, are you a faithful or a traitor? And Andrew says, I'm a traitor. And they're just like, this reaction was totally different from the other reactions. Like when they're in the at the round table, they're like crying, screaming, going crazy. Like this one for Molly, I feel like it's like she knew it, but even Jazz was like, wow. So we see Andrew in his confessional once he leaves out, and he was like, I don't have any hard feelings towards Harry. To tell you the truth, he played a hell of a game. Like, hats off to Harry. I wish nothing but the best for him. Because he did. He really did play a good game, right? So now we are at the last and final banishment because the game stops when it gets to 2 people or when somebody says we want to stop. So we know now there's 3 people. So if everybody chooses green, we end the game. If one person chooses red, we banish again. So Molly goes first. Hers turns green. Harry goes second. His turns green. And then Jazz goes, well, Claudia throws Jazz's pouch in, and it turns red. And you can see on Harry's face, it's like blank stare. Oh my gosh. I would love to know what was going through his mind at this moment. I'm gonna have to go back and look at some of his his interviews, the press that they did after this show, because I could see on his face, he's like, oh my God, this man's about to blow up my spot. So, Claudia asked Jazz why, and Jazz says, the only person that I want to split that money with and I trust is Molly. I said, oh my God. I knew then. I said, it's over for you, Harry. It is over. And y'all, my heart was racing. It was pounding. I couldn't believe that Harry was about to lose. So y'all, Molly is freaking out. As a matter of fact, let's check it out.
You have chosen to end the game. Why?
I was going off the fact that there was one traitor, and we just found him. So I'm praying you guys have been honest.
Harry, let's find out what you have chosen to do. You have chosen to end the game. Why?
Just like I said, I'm 100% with Jazz to my left and Molly in front of me. I'm 100% that faithful. So why would I not end the game?
You have chosen to banish again. Why?
The only person I'm confident to stand with is Molly. After finding out that Andrew is a traitor, I feel like there's been a common trend of traitors taking traitors out.
Traitors taking traitors out.
I'm not sure why he brought that up.
Well, I'm just going to say, obviously, I think that's just out of spite, because Andrew's come to me during the day and sort of said if we came to this situation, he wanted me to look at yourself, and that's what he was pushing towards. But yeah, honestly, I don't know what that was about, but I think he was just angry because I haven't gone with yourself.
Harry said, I'm going to fight to the end.
I don't know why he mentioned your name.
Yeah.
Harry said, baby, I'm going to fight till the end, till the cows come home. You ain't going to get me out, baby.
So, Jazz,
not if I can help it.
Chosen to banish again, we will go to a banishment vote. Please write on the slate the person that you believe should be banished.
Harry like, it ain't me, baby. She going through it.
Are the names locked in? Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Jazz.
Molly?
Molly?
Ma'am, this is $100,000. You got to give me a minute. I got to think this through.
I'll change it.
Uh-oh. Now she got to change it. What name does she have, y'all? I know that's right. Y'all, who do you think Molly wrote down? Whose name? Drop down in the comments and let me know whose name do y'all think that Molly wrote down. It is about to be the moment of truth because somebody's about to be banished. Let's keep watching. Jazz shook his head. I didn't see that the first time I watched this.
Can everyone confirm they are happy and locked in?
Yeah.
You're happy? You're happy. We're going to start with you, Harry.
Oh my
Who do you
God.
believe should be banished?
The moment of truth.
So this is obviously a hard one because I don't believe either of these guys are traitors. I've gone for who I trust more. Jazz, I've gone for you, mate.
Which we already know. We knew this, right?
Jazz, who do you believe should be banished?
I believe Harry should be banished.
Duh.
Yeah,
We knew that.
With the suspicions I had from Andrew and previously, I'm going to stick with Harry.
And finally, Molly.
The moment we've
Not the
all
vote I wanted to make at
been
all.
waiting for.
To be honest, I don't think either of you are traitors. But I trusted Harry for a while, and unfortunately, I've had suspicions in the past about you, Jazz.
She chose Jazz. Jazz has been banished, y'all.
You have received the most votes. Please now reveal, are you a traitor or are you a faithful?
Jazz handsome. Y'all think Jazz handsome? What's his nationality? Jazz is a faithful, y'all. As we know.
You've been absolutely brilliant. Please
Brilliant. Best player. Hands down. Best player. Best faithful.
Pill to swallow, being the last one banished, but I had my suspicions with Harry, so I just had to stick with my gut, and I don't regret anything. I've just got to be grateful for this point right now.
You would have lost anyway. Either way, it would have went. If Molly wouldn't have voted for you, on the way you would have won is for her to vote for Harry. Banish Harry out. It's over, guys. What nationality is Jazz, y'all? Can somebody please drop down in the comments and let me know?
You are the last surviving players on the Traitors.
And here we go. The moment of truth once again.
If you are both faithful, you will share the prize pot. £95,150. However, if one of you is a traitor, you take it all.
Harry's still talking about
Molly, please reveal, are you a faithful or are you a traitor?
I'm a faithful.
Faithful.
Harry, please reveal, are you a faithful or are you a traitor?
I am, and since the start. Being a traitor.
No, Molly. She is kicking herself.
Oh my god.
Dang. I'm happy for Harry, but damn, Molly.
Fuck. I wrote Harry's name down first, and I looked at him, and I just couldn't do it. Like, I really trusted him, so yeah, I changed it.
She changed it.
He played an excellent game, so fair play to him.
Oh my God. Y'all, that was so suspenseful. Harry won. Congratulations, Harry. Wow. Harry did the damn thing. I do feel horrible for Molly, but that's the game of traitors. So that is the review. That is the episode. That is the season. It is over. Did you guys enjoy it as much as I did? I absolutely loved it. I cannot wait for season 3. So excited for season 3. I know we're going to have to wait forever. They always take forever to bring these shows back. But anyways, thank you all again so much for joining me in this Traitors review journey. Subscribing to the page, liking the page, sharing the page, comment, all of that. I appreciate all of that. And if you haven't watched my other reviews, go back and watch my other reviews for the Traitors UK season 2. But we have finally come to the end, y'all. And guess what? I need a drink because that just had me on the edge of my seat all over again. And I knew what was going to happen. So I think it's time for a shot, a little bit of Fireball. So y'all, that was the review. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. And I will see y'all in the next one. Like I said, don't forget to watch my other videos if you haven't seen them already. And my vlogs, my Get Ready With Me, check those out. Make sure you share. And I'll see you